Hi, my name is Roweena. I am the Specialist Wills Drafter at PPS. The views expressed here do not constitute financial advice. If you would like financial advice, please contact your financial advisor or contact us at fiduciary@pps.co.za. So many people draft a single will, which deals with their assets globally. While it may be convenient, it's not always the most effective solution where you have assets offshore. The nature of the assets and the legal system in which the assets are held need to be taken into careful consideration. For example, in South Africa, we have freedom of gestation, like many other common law countries. What this means is that we can deal with our assets in our will as we see fit. However, in other jurisdictions that follow civil laws, they impose forced heirship rules. What this means is that you may not be able to distribute your assets as you want to. It is therefore essential to consult with a professional that can advise you on your specific circumstances. If you have assets offshore, it's advisable to consider having separate wills. So, a dedicated will in that foreign jurisdiction will streamline the estate process, it will reduce costs, and it ensures that your beneficiaries can inherit without unnecessary delays. Yes, of course. So, cryptocurrencies and NFTs form part of the assets in your estate and should be taken into account when you're doing your estate planning. It is advisable to maintain a comprehensive inventory of your digital assets and include a clause in your will, either referencing or bequeathing those digital assets. You also need to ensure, if you do have cryptocurrencies or NFTs, that the executor has access to your login credentials, your private keys, your wallet information, or your authentication tools. This will ensure that we can make sure your beneficiaries can access those assets. Because of the sensitive nature of the authentication details, it is advisable to perhaps reference them in a separate document, or you can make use of a secure digital asset management service. There have also been changes to succession laws, and court rulings shape our legal landscape. Given the nature and complexities of these recent legal changes, it is advisable to speak to a professional who can advise you based on your specific circumstances. So there are many common mistakes that people make, but I'll discuss highlight four of the mistakes that we see most often. So firstly, it is thinking that a generic simple document will suffice. So people go online, they download a template, and it's not specific to their unique circumstances. So underestimating estate planning can have serious consequences for yourself, for the estate. This is both financial and legal, and can impact your loved ones. Another common mistake that we see is not signing your will correctly. In South Africa, the Wills Act sets out quite clearly how you should sign your will. For example, it must be signed on every page, and at the end thereof in wet ink, in the presence of two competent witnesses. So these witnesses cannot be persons named in the will, and they cannot be spouses of persons named in the will. Another mistake that we see quite often is that people don't regularly review their will. When your circumstances change, you need to change your will. For example, if you're recently married, you might want to include your spouse as a beneficiary in your will. An outdated will can lead to unintended beneficiaries. And lastly, choosing the right executor. Many people make the mistake of not choosing the right executor. Choosing an executor who does not have the requisite financial knowledge to administer your estate can lead to delays, increased costs, and can prejudice your beneficiaries. It can be quite daunting. I understand it is a very complex and emotional subject. The first step, and the most important step, is speak to a professional. They are there to guide you through this process, and they can assess your specific circumstances and help you to make sure your loved ones are protected. Estate planning is for everyone, regardless of your age, and your will plays a pivotal role in that discussion. So your will can help safeguard your finances and your future. Apart from the financial aspect of minimizing costs and ensuring that there is liquidity in your estate, it can also ensure that something meaningful to you is left to your beneficiaries and leave a lasting legacy. Speaking to a professional can help you protect your assets and ensure that your loved ones receive your benefit in accordance with your wishes made legal in your will. Very simply, liquidity is having enough cash in your estate to settle all your fees and liabilities.